to differentiate larva migrants versus larva currens, this is what you do. You take the area, you take a little pen or pencil, take a pen really, and you draw around it, mark it. And then look what happened. They came back a few hours later. See that?
So then this would probably be like larva currens,
larva
based off
currens.
like how
This
many
moved
centimeters.
here, this moved there. And so this is a pitfall about biopsying larva currens. When you get asked someone, okay, get a biopsy of the larva currens, what do you think is going to happen?
It's probably going to have like moved from that spot already,
Yes.
right? There's maybe like some
Exactly.
delay.
Exactly. It's already gone. So the way you biopsy this is a stepwise process. The first step is you mark it, because you can't assume where the direction is. Look, if you were to mark this, you'll assume the direction is either out this way or out that way, right? But look where it went. It came out this way. See that? It went this way. Same thing for this one. If you were to just look at this and try to biopsy, you don't know where the direction is. You're assuming, oh, maybe it goes this way, that way. Actually, it went that way. So you have to take at least two snapshots in time to see where the direction is. That's one. The next step is you actually want to biopsy not the rash itself. You want to see, once you have the direction, you go 2 centimeters out of the inflammation in that direction and punch it. If you want to get even more fancy, you could do serial punches out of the leading edge. You can do 3 punches, boop, 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 like 1 centimeter apart. But the point is that strongyloides is not in this area. It's not in here. That's just the inflammation that's left behind. In fact, some people will tell you that strongyloides, well, when you see a whole bunch of strongyloides, there's no inflammation. And then they'll tell you that, oh, I know why. That's because they're immunosuppressed. That's partially true, but that does not account for the main reason. Think about it. If you take an immunosuppressed patient and they get bitten by an arthropod, do they have 0 response at all? No. They usually have something. They mount something. And in fact, in some cases of immunosuppressed patients, they actually have exuberant reactions. What's an example of that, by the way? What's an example of a type of immunosuppression that gives patients an exuberant arthropod response? They test that.
CLL.
CLL, very good. So what's the real reason? The real reason is strongyloides is a very motile organism and will literally run away from the inflammation. It will run away from the eosinophils. It will run away from and so if the eosinophils and inflammation is up top, you're going to look down below where it's clean. If it's left, you're looking right. Ideally, you shouldn't have it in the biopsy if you biopsied it correctly. You can still get it, but if you're going to get it in a biopsy, you probably should look where the inflammation isn't, not where it is. Why does strongyloides run away from eosinophils? Well, as opposed to other things. Well, number one, because it can. So if you compare that to something, say, like schistosoma mansoni, schistosoma hematobulum, cysticercosis, if you compare it to the example we just saw in the muscle, no, they can't move. They're not motile. But also, they're particularly sensitive to something that the eosinophils have. What might that be?
Maybe like a major basic proteins.
Good. Excellent. Good job.
Always major basic protein that
Major basic protein. It's toxic.
Okay.
That's your major. It's toxic to strongyloids, toxic to helminths in general. But major basic protein, they are very sensitive to that and they will run. So it's a game of cat and mouse. The eosinophils are trying to catch up to the strongyloids, but they're slower. Strongy is just too fast. And so you get these streaks where the strongyloides is not. It ran away. By the time it's already out.